everything happens for a reason. And we hear this quite often, that whatever happens to us, good or bad, we say that, oh, you know what, everything happens for a reason, so relax. But let's say it again. Everything happens for a reason. Whatever it is, good or bad, maybe it's not according to our own plans, but it happens for a reason. And when we say everything, we cannot pick and choose. There are some incidents in life that happen to you. They probably break you physically, they deform you physically, but they transform your soul. And all that happens because God wants you to become the best version of you. Incidents happen because life happens. But sometimes we are too busy expecting all the ease and comfort from life. And when some adversity comes, we wonder why this has happened to us. The first question that comes to our mind is, why me? And what I personally feel, as per my experiences in life, is that life was never supposed to be easy. Life is a test, life is a trial, and trials are never easy. So why are we expecting so much ease from life? It's a journey which is full of obstacles and problems. But by the end of the day, if we choose not to give up, is what defines us. Someone said somewhere, and it's a beautiful thing to remember always, that we are living a beautiful life that we always complain about. But someone somewhere in a hospital bed is dreaming to live a life that we are complaining about. So whatever you have in your life, all the miseries, sorrows, just embrace it with all your heart and soul, and always remember that you are blessed. You have so much to be grateful for, and gratitude is the key. The person who is not bitter is a person who is always grateful to what he has. So be grateful for what you have, and you will always end up having.
If you think that your life is hard and you're giving up on that because you think your life is unfair, think again. I was 18 years old when I got married. I belonged to a very conservative family, a Baloch family, where good daughters never say no to their parents. My father wanted me to get married, and all I said was, if that makes you happy, I'll say yes. And of course, it was never a happy marriage. Just about after 2 years of getting married, about 9 years ago, I met a car accident. Somehow my husband fell asleep and the car fell in the ditch. He managed to jump out, saved himself. I'm happy for him. But I stayed inside the car and I sustained a lot of injuries. The list is a bit long. Radius ulna of my right arm were fractured. The wrist was fractured. Shoulder bone and collarbone were fractured. My whole rib cage got fractured. And because of the rib cage injury, lungs and liver were badly injured. But that injury that changed me and my life completely as a person, and my perception towards living my life, was the spine injury. 3 vertebrae of my backbone were completely crushed, and I got paralyzed for the rest of my life. Many people came to rescue. They gave me CPR. They dragged me out of the car. And while they were dragging me out, I got the complete transection of my spinal cord. Those 2.5 months in the hospital were dreadful. I was at the verge of despair. One day, doctor came to me and he said, well, I heard that you wanted to be an artist, but you ended up being a housewife. I have a bad news for you. You won't be able to paint again. Next day, doctor came to me and said, your spine injury is so bad, you won't be able to walk again. I took a deep breath and I said, it's all right. Next day, doctor came to me and said, because of your spine injury and the fixation that you have in your back, you won't be able to give birth to a child again. That day, I was devastated. I still remember, I asked my mother, why me? And that is where I started to question my existence. Why am I even alive? And that is where I realized that the words have the power to heal the soul. My mother said to me, this too shall pass. God has a greater plan for you. I don't know what it is, but he surely has. That day I decided that I'm going to fight my fears. So I wrote down one by one all those fears. And I decided that I'm going to overcome these fears one at a time. You know what was my biggest fear? Divorce. I couldn't stand this word. I was trying to cling on to this person who didn't want me anymore, but I said no. I have to make it work. But the day I decided that this is nothing but my fear, I liberated myself by setting him free. And I made myself emotionally so strong that the day I got the news that he's getting married, I sent him a text that I'm so happy for you and I wish you all the best. And he knows that I pray for him today.
So who is on social media? Who's using Facebook? Everyone. Have you ever put your relationship status complicated? My relationship with myself before I was here was so complicated. It was all about people. It was never about me. There was no me anywhere. You see, people's pleaser. The person who just wants to make everyone happy knowing that it's not worth it. You just keep doing it, and yes, your relationship eventually with yourself becomes complicated. And then now, I don't know where there are people around me or not, but I'm me now. I'm more me now.
I won't be able to be a mother again. And that was quite devastating for me. But then I realized there are so many children in the world, all they want is acceptance. So there is no point of crying, just go and adopt one. And that's what I did. 2 years later, I got this call from a very small city in Pakistan. I got a call and they said, "Are you Muniba Mazari? There is a baby boy and would you like to adopt?" And when I say yes, I could literally feel the labor pain. I said, yes, I am going to adopt him. I am coming to take him home. So when you accept yourself the way you are, the world recognizes you. It all starts from within. We have this amazing fantasy about life. This is how things should work. This is my plan. It should go as per my plan. If that doesn't happen, we give up. I never wanted to be on the wheelchair. Never thought of being on the wheelchair. This life is a test and a trial, and tests are trials are never supposed to be easy. So when you're expecting ease from life, and life gives you lemons, then you make the lemonade, and then do not blame life for that, because you were expecting ease from a trial. Trials make you a stronger, better person. Life is a trial. Every time you realize that. It is okay to be scared. It is okay to cry. Everything is okay, but giving up should not be an option. They always say that failure is not an option. Failure should be an option, because when you fail, you get up, and then you fail, and then you get up, and that keeps you going. There are so many people in the world who would dream to live a life that you are living right now. You have no idea. Embrace each and every breath that you are taking. Celebrate your life. Live it. Don't die before your death. Live your life fully. Accept yourself the way you are. Be kind to yourself. Real happiness lies in gratitude. So be grateful, be alive, and live every moment.
Well, I'll just make her sit next to me, and very nicely I'll tell her, don't invest yourself in the wrong people. Because when you invest yourself in the wrong people, they break you into pieces, they torn you apart in such a way that it takes years and years to get back together. And also I'll tell her that while you're busy making amazing plans in your life, my dear, prepare yourself for worse. Because life is so unpredictable. Just be prepared.
You are the hero of your own story, and heroes never give up. But have you ever thought of the word hero? What is the true definition of a hero? Today I'll tell you that how I perceive this word hero in my head and in my heart. To me, a hero is somebody who does not believe in giving up. Someone who believes in self-analysis. To me, hero doesn't have a gender. Someone who wants to improve every single day. Someone who chooses to work on him or herself every day to become a better person. An empath. A person who feels the pain for others. To me, that person is a hero. Hero is someone who believes that without major losses, there are no major gains. A hero is someone who lives his or her life to the fullest and tries to reach out to people as much as possible. To me, hero is someone who accepts the flaws and tries to improve every day. A hero is somebody who doesn't have time to judge other people. So if you think that you have all these qualities, yes, you are the superhero of your own story. So be strong enough and bold enough to write your own history, and always remember, you are your own hero.
Today let's talk about secret of giving. How many of you believe in the power of giving, that when you give unconditionally and when you try to help someone, you receive? Today I'm going to share a very nice and a very short incident with you all. Well, it's a story of a girl who was going to college. One day she went to her college and she saw a group of people sitting there talking about how important it is to donate the blood and how you can save someone's life. She was sitting at the back listening to the whole talk where they were reinforcing the idea of donating blood because they belonged to an organization who were there to facilitate people and children who are suffering from thalassemia. After the whole conversation, they asked who was going to donate the blood. And she was so happy. She said, I will be the first one to do it. She gave one bottle of blood. They said thank you, and they also mentioned that when they will use the blood, she will be informed. After some time, she receives this card which says, thank you. Today your one bottle of blood saved someone's life. She felt so happy and so fulfilled because she knew that God has chosen her out of so many to save someone's life. Years passed by. 4 years later, she was in a car accident and she ended up in a hospital where the only thing she could hear was, we need one bottle of blood to save her life. We need one bottle of blood or she will die. And now she's lying on her bed, taking her last breaths because there was a lot of internal bleeding and she needed blood. Out of nowhere, someone came in the room and said, this is my blood group. And I will give one bottle of blood. I will save her life. When he said that, in a flashback, she could read that card again which said, thank you. Today your one bottle of blood has saved someone's life. And that's how that one bottle of blood saved her life after 4 years. The name of that girl was Muniba Mazari. That was the moment where I realized that if you try to help someone unconditionally, without expecting anything in return, God has his way of paying back. And God never forgets.